Hey guys, and welcome to another mod spotlight. I'm gonna get started right away with a really cool mod. And this is the plane mod. But check it out. I can just fly around my entire city in aircraft. Now, not very well. Let's do a loop-de-loop. Now, because you control with a mouse and keyboard. So mouse is like direction. And keyboard is sort of direction as well. Oh no! Crashed. But basically, it's really fun. Down on the mouse is up, up is down, so I am very, very bad at controlling this thing, as you can no doubt tell. But if you are better than me at flight games, this will be a whole lot of fun. You got mouse up. Oh jeez, I'm so bad. But you get the idea. Flying over your entire city in this thing is a lot of fun. Especially if you turn on cinematic camera. Yep. Completely approve. Go up, up. Oh, I scratched through a building. Now, many times, you find yourself unhappy with the sounds of the game when you zoom in. You start hearing ambulances, you start hearing random things going on, and you're trying to see how you can change that specifically for some things. Well, now you can. If I go to my options menu and go into audio, I have an ambient sounds tuner. So now I can change things any way I want. So I turn on city to the max and drop everything down, for example. Let's drop everything to nothing. The only thing I will hear now is the city. No other sound will be heard. Not the water, not nothing. Just the city. So this gives you a lot of control of what kind of sounds you want to hear and how much compared to others. I know the sea is really cool, but suburban can be a bit loud, so maybe you want to have that a little lower than the others, and so everything else around here. Play around with it, see what you like, see what works for you. Now the next mod is very popular, but if you don't know about it, I highly suggest getting it. It auto empties and auto stops emptying cemeteries and garbage facilities. Now, all of these are not ready to be emptied, so it's hard to show it off, but trust me, it works marvelously. No longer do you have to go empty, stop emptying, empty, stop emptying, or relocate, or anything of that sort. It does it all for you. It's great. And the next mod on the list, actually a map generator. So you get this option called Generate Terrain, and you get a bunch of options. And before I do that, I'm going to quickly just raise the sea level to something like, I don't know, 100. Set water sea level. That will be a little easier to work with. So now if I click Generate Terrain, I get this really cool mountainy area, which is a really nice start, but there's a lot of options. So I can decrease the smoothness from like 9 to 6. I regenerate, you'll see it's a lot more mountainous. Now, it does get capped off because it's too big. So what I can do is decrease the scale a bit. So now it's a little bit smaller in terms of height, so it doesn't get capped off anywhere. I can also increase an offset, so I can make it maybe start a little lower. And I can change the blur to off, and now it's really mountainy. So what I can do is increase the smoothness a little bit more. Decrease the scale, keep the offset roughly the same, have no smoothness, and check that out. We get this cool little islandy map that you can start to use. And if I click reset, it should hopefully bounce back. There it is. Or maybe not. Does it not want to bounce back? It'll bounce back eventually. There it is. Really weirdly doing its thing. But yeah, it's really nice to get started with maps of different types. You can just play around with the settings, turn blur back on to not have this weird, really bumpy look. So it is super cool. Drop that down, increase the scale just a little bit, get a little more mountainous again. Maybe increase the water level to be higher. Lots of things to play around with to get a really interesting map. Check it out. Now we got a little bit of islandy thing going. Lots of things to do. It's pretty cool. Now the next mod is more of a quality of life mod. You see you have a lot of parks when you want to place them down, and there's like, you have to click and scroll. It's a pain in the ass, at least usually it is. Well, now you can scroll with your mouse wheel. You could do this for anything that needs a scroll. For example, the trees, the parks, and I think there's a few other places where you would need it. But either way, in anywhere where you would, here, there you go, you scroll there. Anywhere where it goes off, and you need to click to scroll, you can now use your mouse wheel, presuming you're hovering over the area. If you hover over the regular, it still zooms regularly. And the last mod on the list is actually a really cool visual mod, Bordered Skylines. Now, if I enable this, all of a sudden you see there's a little thin outline that's covering everything. Now, this is recommended to be used with dynamic resolution. That's why you have no DR, 175 plus DR, 250 DR, and artistic. So this gives you a lot of options. So Sobel Sky is what you see, SS++, Classic Auto Sobel, Classic Auto Triangle, and Auto Triangle with a little eye-friendlier. So here's a little difference. See? Now you can go into advanced options, and you can fiddle around with different settings here. Classic, Sobel, Triangle. But one thing I really liked is you have a mix option. So you can pump this all the way, like all the way to the end, and this gives you a really cool effect. And if you pump it all the way over, check that out. You get a really cool look for your entire city. Now this also gives it an option to use as screenshots if you're an artist. If you want to draw or paint a really cool city, this is a great place to start. So I found this to be really, really nice. And of course, you can revert it, change it to any kind of options here. Classic Sobel. Really nice effects. And of course, I can change the edge. I can change the distance, so I can make this a little thicker. And that is a really nice effect if you need to do some kind of artistic work. Or if you just like the look, you go ahead and mix it all the way to full and check that out. And that's all the mods for today. Hope you guys enjoyed them. The links for all of them are in the description below. So go check them out. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Now, no one is complaining anymore from what I can tell. So there's still people complaining about low land value. And we are getting 30. We won't get good management. I can raise this and do something like this. Can I do 110 or... Okay. This is weird. Is the old lady going here? Yep.